Welcome back. This is going to be episode 2 of Angle of Attack. In Angle of Attack, I'm going to be talking to you guys about current events, hot takes, just anything that's disc golf related from the week prior. I'm going to try not to talk about things from 3 months ago, and I'm going to try not to talk about things in the future. So this is hopefully going to be a small way for you guys to pop in here for 10 to 15 minutes and from a professional's perspective, see the inside of the game. That's all I'm trying to do. I'm not trying to exploit anything or do anything too crazy, but I will be in here telling the truth and talking about things that you guys want to hear. So let's start out here. Zootown Open. Evan Scott, 4-stroke win, his first Silver Series event. Congrats to you, Evan. You've been playing great. You've had a lot of really, really good finishes so far and been in contention a lot of times, so only a matter of time until you actually took down the win. Evan won $3,250 with 88 players. Kristen Tatar, also a 4-stroke victory. Her dominance has been absolutely crazy. Obviously not to say she can't be beat because she hasn't won every single time, but when she's playing good or at her best, she is probably unbeatable. Katrina Allen had seasons like this. Paige Pierce has had seasons like this, But, Kristen Tatar is now arguably the third most dominant player. She has a lot more seasons to go to catch up to numbers like Kat and Paige have. But overall, Kristen is playing unbelievable. She won $2,200 with 21 players. So Evan, there were 67 more players in the MPO field, and he got $1,050 more. So pretty much that's 4 entry fees. So for 67 more players, he got 4 entry fees more worth of funds. Back to one of my favorite segments here, which is the rating segment. MPO worst rating best finish was Evan Scott, 1,017. He shot 23 under par and he got first place. MPO best rating worst finish, Andrew Marweed. He shot 4 under and got 40th place. Now for FPO, worst rating best finish, Stacy Runsley. She shot 13 under, 6th place. Good shooting, Stacy. FPO best rating worst finish, Jessica Weiss, -3, 14th place. Some things I do want to mention about this is Adam Hammes did, coming off the Portland Open win, he got 28th place at Zootown Open, which is a Silver Series event. Maybe he, was taking the week off or, wasn't as focused, obviously, after just winning. The year I won Portland Open in 2019, and Beaver State Fling was the next week, and I missed cash. So I fully understand the, post-Pro Tour win, slump or whatever you might call it. Obviously Adam and myself both, it's not like we're the most consistent players, like maybe a Ricky, Paul, or, Calvin. You win and then the next week you have a chance to win again. Adam and I both have a chance to get 50th any week. So I thought it'd be worth mentioning that just because that's where the level of our game is at right now, is that, you could win a Pro Tour event, a big, Elite Plus event, and then the next week, get 30th place at a Silver Series event. So, whether it's a lack of focus, a lack of care, or, just a bad week, thought it was worth mentioning. Katrina Allen shot 1,007, rated hot round to shoot 10 under. She's trending. I think that I'm hoping to see her make it interesting with Tatar soon. I haven't, to my recollection, seen those two have a head-to-head battle, down to the wire. When I think of battles, I think of the incident at Champions Cup with Paige Pierce and Kristen. I haven't seen Kat and Kristen go toe-to-toe yet. I don't believe that I can remember. So I'd love to see those two players go head-to-head and, banging putts down the stretch in order to solidify a win. I think that it'll be a pretty cool thing to see. And I think that those are two solid competitors, out there doing the best they can to grow FPO disc golf, dress nice, sometimes be nice, sometimes, be out there to grind. But I think those two players battling, down the stretch would be a pretty awesome sight to see, not only for myself, but also for the fans. All right, weather delays and how to handle them. Obviously Evan Scott played 2 rounds. He did obviously have a 4-stroke lead going into the final day, so, it's not like, oh, he's winning by 1 and we just gave him the win. He played great. He earned it. He was up by, 4 strokes after 2 rounds over some of the best players in the world, so kudos to him. I'm not sure how to handle it because we're not at the point yet where I feel comfortable telling people that they need to plan to stay to play on Monday. So I'm not an expert on this, but it is something that we need to talk about as a sport, is how to make up that round or how to, maybe implement if there's 12 hours of lightning, we play on Monday, to where if there's 4 hours of lightning, we don't. Like, there has to be something where, because FPO finished, and the picture of Kristen, she's in like a short sleeve shirt and a skirt holding up the trophy. So obviously pretty nice weather there. Then MPO goes to play, and they didn't even get like the last 6 tee times off. So definitely something we need to figure out. And I'm not saying it's an MPO versus FPO thing. I'm just saying, like, there were people in the event who won the event and they played 3 rounds and they finished the event in nice weather. So just something to think about, something to talk about. Maybe find a remedy. I don't know what it is. Baseball, obviously they make up the game, but they might make it up in 3 months. Golf, they play on Monday, but there's a lot more money at stake. Obviously if you make the cut at golf, and you've got $80,000, you're willing to move your plane flight, to solidify that. So I don't know the right answer. Comment down below what you might think. Definitely a conversation that we probably can have or should have going forward. So Simon Lizotte and Brody Smith were on the Tour Life podcast, and Simon mentioned having standstill areas. So say instead of throwing it out of bounds or throwing it in a hazard, now your disc lands in this area maybe marked by, just say, purple paint. And instead of getting to throw from there with a penalty stroke or anything like that, you're throwing from there standstill. How I feel about this, I feel like that would give me a great advantage over somebody like Paul Ulibarri, to where I land in this area and maybe it's an easy standstill for me, and now Paul, being a little shorter of a thrower, lands in this area and now he's actually penalized a stroke just because he doesn't throw it as far. So I get, obviously that's part of the game, throwing it far, being accurate, all that stuff. But I think that, if we both throw it out of bounds, and then we take our meter or whatever or in a hazard, then it's like, okay, well, we both threw it out of bounds and now we have the same we already got a stroke. Now he can do his full run up, get his extra 50 feet of distance, and possibly get up and down or whatever. So I get that it's penalizing, like that's the point of the standstill area, but I think that it would favor some players over others. And I'm not really too sure about how I feel about that. And like I said, this is the part of the show where I want you guys to like give your feedback and talk to me about it, because I'm interested in what you guys think about these things that, Simon Lizotte's obviously a top, not only player, but media creator in our sport. So what he says holds some weight. And I'm also interested, like I would love to hear what you guys think about it, or even, what Yuli thinks about it, something like that. By the way, I'm doing this video in Yuli's hotel room, so thank you, Paul, for allowing me to use this. But, just something that I think is the only negative I see is, like I said, you put Paige Pierce in there, against another FPO player who doesn't throw as far. She's gaining an advantage by throwing in the same marked area just because she throws it further, to where, it might not even be a negative thing. Say that area is 300 feet from the target. I'm not even scared to throw it in there because I can stand still 300 feet to the basket, 9 times out of 10. So it's not even actually a penalty to me. So just something to think about, something to talk about. I do think it's a good idea, and I do think we need to find ways to not just line the course in 80,000 feet of out of bounds and 60 mandos, and here's the course, good luck. So I think that being innovative and thinking of new things is definitely helpful. So what is the Silver Series, and does it count as a DGPT win? I'm impartial in this. I see, Brody and Hunter and them going back and forth about this all the time, and for me, I don't know how to feel about it. I don't per se have a, I obviously don't value a Silver Series event the same as I do a Pro Tour win. If someone asked me who won the last Disc Golf Pro Tour event, I would say Adam Hammis, not Evan Scott. I also think finishing-wise, if you get top 5 at a Silver Series, that's not the same as top 5 at an Elite Series. And part of that for me is just the preparation. Going into Portland Open, Elite Plus event, you know what you're going to play for. You know what you're signing up for. You know you're going out there to grind for 4 days, and you're going to go out there and give it your all. I'm not saying a Silver Series is any different, but sometimes the preparation, you kind of use that as an off week. Maybe you only play 1 practice round. And that's person to person. I'm not saying that because some people do that it makes the event worth less. But if that's the World Championship, everyone's getting there week and a half, 2 weeks early. Everyone's playing a practice round every single day, sometimes 2. Everyone's putting their best foot forward. And I think sometimes the Silver Series events, some players are using them as kind of a week off, and they're going to, collect rocks or enjoy the trip, or, go chill by the river and go do certain things for some of those days instead of, like, absolutely grinding on their game. So I don't value a Silver Series event or finish the same as a Disc Golf Pro Tour Elite Series, but that's just me. Like I said, love to hear what you guys think down in the comments below. And then Sayonada. I've never really met her, never really talked to her, but she is giving a run at Kristen Tatar. You know, it seems like every event she plays, she's up there giving it a good battle, you know, making great putts, throwing great shots. And not to discredit the other FPO players that are also, you know, throwing great shots and all that, but Sai has been on the radar a lot lately, throwing in, you know, incredible shots, making great putts, putting pressure on Kristen. You know, she's making 35, 40 footers to, you know, be one or two behind of Kristen. So pretty cool to see that in the sense of another player coming up and kind of pushing the envelope for FPO disc golf. And then last thing is like injuries on tour. I feel like there's a lot of people that are injured and hurt kind of as the season progresses and the years progress. You know, I'm playing in an arm sleeve, Simon's playing in an arm sleeve. I mean, you know, people complain about their back or they're tired or the courses are too long or anything like that. You know, I've played for a long time and had like minimal to no injuries this whole way. So I don't think that it's like a blame on, I mean, I just turned 27, so maybe I'm just getting old. But, you know, injuries do happen. We are athletes. We do play a sport. So there's no way you could tell your sponsors or your friends or your family that, hey, I'm never going to get hurt. You know, we're out here grinding, you know, and to be as good as we all are, you know, it's a lot of work and a lot of throws and, you know, pretty taxing on our body. So overall, those are a few things I went through. Drop your comments down below about what you think about any of the things I said or subjects for next week. We're here at DDO, so that's going to be the next angle of attack. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you in the next one.